Hey guys, myself here. Welcome back to the channel. Now, today I want to talk about a very popular topic here on the channel. This is a question that I get constantly, and that is, why does my iPhone feel slower than when I first bought it? Why do iPhones appear to slow down over time? So in this video, I wanted to share my thoughts and my experience with iPhones over the years, and also some facts as into why some iPhones may feel slower over time as you keep updating these devices. But as always, if you would like to stay up to date with the latest iOS news and Apple software updates, of course, don't forget to subscribe and make sure you turn on those notifications so that you don't miss another episode. Now, the first thing to note is that obviously year after year, Apple releases a new iPhone, and every iPhone obviously has a faster processor. These are facts, right? So iPhone 13 will obviously be faster than iPhone 8 theoretically, and iPhone 8 will be faster than iPhone 7. But the first thing I want to talk about is software, because the software plays a big role in terms of performance. So this iPhone here is not running the latest iOS 15.4.1, as you can see right here, but it's performing rather well. Now, software also carries somewhat of a myth and also a few facts that I want to talk about. And I want to talk about the myths first. Now, every time we update our iPhones to the latest OS, there could be bugs and issues that come about when you update. So what you want to do is you always want to wait a few weeks, maybe a week or so, before you update to the latest OS. Now, this iPhone is performing incredibly well on iOS 14. I've been thinking about updating to iOS 15, as you can see right here. And the reason why I'm thinking about it is because iOS 14 is performing incredibly well on this iPhone 8. So I don't want that experience to be hindered by the latest software update. Now, that's not to mention that iOS 15, 15.4.1, and future software updates won't perform well on this device, but if it's performing well now on 14, I just want to hold off just a little bit longer before I decide to update this iPhone 8. Now, there's also other software issues that had come about in the past. For example, you may remember iOS 11, right? When Apple released iOS 11 and then later released iOS 11.3, there was an actual feature that would throttle your iPhone, or in other words, slow down your iPhone depending on the battery health of your device. Now, Apple was not clear about this, and they were actually slowing down older devices. And the reason they said they were doing this is because older devices have older batteries, and they were trying to avoid unexpected shutdowns on older devices. But yeah, devices were actually being throttled. Apple came clean and they explained the situation. So if you get a new battery, apparently your performance will be up to date as if it was a brand new device. The main takeaway of software updates is sometimes software could carry bugs which could impact performance in a negative way, but oftentimes you want to stay and wait when there's a new software update, maybe a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of days if you're just anxious to update to see if there's any major bugs or issues that can hinder the experience on your older device, even newer devices as well. Next, I want to jump over into physical storage. Now, your iPhone may have 64 gigs, maybe 128, or maybe 256 gigs. Now, if your iPhone storage is maxed out, you could experience that slower iPhone. Now, what you want to do is you want to go into your photos and your videos, and you want to offload those into a computer or an external hard drive in order to clear some physical storage on your device, or maybe even use the iCloud and delete some of the physical storage, and free up some of that on your iPhone, because a storage that's completely full on an iPhone can actually cause slowdown on your device. So this is something you want to look at. I have available 122 gigs, which I'm super fine with that. Performance on this iPhone 13 Pro Max is excellent. But if you have a 64 gig iPhone and you only have about 4 gigs available, you may want to consider offloading some of your pictures, videos, and maybe deleting things that you normally don't use on your iPhone or don't use as often to free up some of that storage in order to gain some of that performance again. So yeah, storage does play a role in terms of performance when it comes to iPhone. Now, next I want to talk about a behavior that I've seen for many iOS users with an older device, and that is a low power mode. Now, low power mode you can enable or disable whenever you want, right? But the iOS software will automatically prompt you at 20% to enable it or not enable it if you wish to do so, right? But I've seen that many users with older iPhones, let's say iPhone XR, maybe iPhone SE first gen, 6S, 6S Plus, enable this feature all day long in order to get excellent battery health. Now, what you're doing with this is, yes, you're probably saving some battery and your iPhone will last a long time depending on how you use it, but you're also missing out on performance. Low power mode is meant to be enabled after your battery just reaches that 20% left of battery, right? And what this will do is actually slow down the network performance. It would actually throttle down the animations and performance on the iPhone. So if you're using low power mode all day nonstop to save battery, you're saving battery, but yet you're making your iPhone that much slower because, again, low power mode is intended to only be used for after your battery hits that 20%, so you can get to the rest of your day, right? Although your iPhone may be throttled a little bit, you'll be able to make it through the day. But if you use it all day, then you're actually missing out on performance. So if you're using low power mode all day, the takeaway here is try not to do that if you want a better performance iPhone. And last but not least, I want to talk about one of the main reasons why your iPhone may slow down over time. And if you have an older iPhone, if you never replace the battery on your iPhone, you may want to go into settings. You want to scroll into the battery settings here, and you want to go into battery health. Now, you want to look at this category right here, peak performance capabilities. Now, if you get this message right here that you see right there on screen, your battery is currently supported normal peak performance, okay? So if you see this message, you should be good. However, if you don't see this message and your battery health is less than, I want to say 70%, you may want to consider replacing the battery on your iPhone. Now, you may remember when I talked about iOS 11 earlier in the video, when Apple released iOS 11.3, they announced the new battery health features. Now, with this came the throttling on old iPhones when they have an older battery. And this is reality, right? So if your iPhone's performance, the battery performance, isn't at peak, then your iPhone will be slowed down automatically. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and head on over again into the battery settings of your iPhone. You want to go into battery health and make sure you get the positive message right here where it says peak performance capabilities. And if you don't see that message here, you may see a message that could tell you that it may be time to replace the battery in order to get that peak performance out of your iPhone. Now, this one is at 85%. I'm thinking about replacing the battery on this first generation iPhone here shortly. I did replace it once already, but this one is an older device. So the main reason your iPhone could be slowing down is directly impacted through battery health. So the battery needs to be at least, I want to say, 80 or above in order for you to have great battery performance and overall better performance on your device. And these are the main reasons why your iPhone could be slowing over time. And there's also placebo effects where when a new iPhone gets released, it can do things a lot faster, therefore making the other iPhones look slower. The takeaway here is that iPhone do get slow over time, and these are some of the reasons why. Thank you for watching today's video, guys. Let me know your thoughts in those comments down below, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.